Welcome back to the Lex Dynamic channel. And today we are going to talk about some people that, good Lord, I have never, ever wanted to talk about. And it even pains me, like in various places, like, here, in my liver, in my kidneys, even in my scrotum. It pains me to talk about these people. And these people that I'm talking about are Mike Johnson, the Republican Speaker of the House, and Lee Greenwood, who is a country singer, an 82-year-old country singer who sucks, okay? And both of them suck in every way imaginable. I can find no redeeming qualities in these two pieces of white bread covered in sour cream and slathered in mayonnaise. Mayonnaise! So let's talk about why in the hell I'm even talking about Lee Greenwood. So as you may have heard, Bad Bunny is going to be performing at the Super Bowl show in February. And I'm not a Bad Bunny fan, okay, because it's just not my type of music. But the dude's really popular and cool, NFL's in the entertainment business. They have to have people who are entertainers and really popular perform. And Bad Bunny's really popular. But white bread Mike Johnson, slathered in mayonnaise, doesn't like Bad Bunny. And he wants his brethren slathered in mayonnaise to instead perform at the Super Bowl halftime show, because Lee Greenwood is really popular, except he isn't. Most people have no idea who the hell Lee Greenwood is, and I can assure you that you are missing nothing, because Lee Greenwood sucks. All right, so let's talk about Mike Johnson, who, by the way, Mike Johnson is like the most middle of the road, bland name that you could possibly think of. Okay, if you could think what is the most bland, commercial ready, straight off Central Casting name you could possibly have, Mike Johnson. So Mike Johnson was asked about the choice of Bad Bunny, and here's what he said. I didn't even know who Bad Bunny was, but it sounds like a terrible decision in my view. I mean, bro, of course you don't know who Bad Bunny is. You're Mike Johnson. You're middle of the road, vegetable lasagna, lukewarm oatmeal, cooked with no salt or sugar in water, not milk. That's the only white thing that you don't like, Mike Johnson. So of course you don't know who Bad Bunny is. Now, look, I'm 50 years old and it's not my type of music, but I pay some attention. I know who the hell Bad Bunny is, but Mike Mayonnaise Johnson doesn't. But, and of course, Mike Johnson says it's a terrible decision in my view. Well, luckily nobody consults Mike Johnson on this, because who gives a damn what he thinks is terrible? Then he says, well, it sounds like he's not someone who appeals to a broader audience. Okay, Bad Bunny gets 80 million streams a month of his music. He is one of the biggest selling artists in the world right now. Just because Mike Mayonnaise Johnson doesn't go to Bad Bunny concerts doesn't mean that he doesn't appeal to a broad audience. Yeah, Lee Greenwood, an 82-year-old country singer, really appeals to a broad audience. I mean, if I wouldn't have known better, I thought Lee Greenwood was like a corpse. I thought Lee Greenwood lived in a coffin. But apparently Mike Johnson believes he appeals to a broad audience. White, yeah, that's a slip of it. It is a white audience. And I think, there's so many eyes on the Super Bowl, a lot of young, impressionable children. What the hell does that mean? What are kids going to do if they see Bad Bunny? Turn into a rabbit? Or, what, they're going to learn another language? Oh, look, he's speaking this language, Spanish. What is this strange, exotic language I've never heard of? Maybe I might have to learn how to speak Spanish. Yeah, you got to keep the impressionable young children away from the Spanish language, because you don't know what's going to happen if they learn another language. I mean, let me tell you something. There is nothing more un-American in America than learning a language besides American. Got to protect the children. Then he added, and I think in my view, you would have Lee Greenwood or role models doing that, not somebody like this. Yeah, Lee Greenwood is a role model. Like, people really look up to Lee Greenwood. Dad, I want to make crappy country music for a living. Cool, son, listen to Lee Greenwood. Okay. So let's talk about who Lee Greenwood is. As I said, he's a country singer who sucks. But he recorded like a song that every white Republican in the history of America loves. It's called God Bless the USA. And we're going to get to the lyrics of this song in a second, because man, it's inspirational. Lee Greenwood is a great role model. Let's talk about Lee Greenwood. First off, he's a draft dodger. Like someone else that the Republicans love, because, we're very pro-military in America, unless we actually have a president who is a draft dodger because of his bone spurs. But, so Lee Greenwood, of course, is a great role model because just like the president, he also is a draft dodger. See, in 1959, there was a universal draft in America. And Lee Greenwood didn't get drafted, and that's because he had a family hardship. And that speaks to the next thing that really makes Lee Greenwood a great role model, is that, he was a father at a young age, that age being 17. And that's what we want, is like, we want really young people to become fathers. Like, he'd be Mike Mayonnaise Johnson would really Greenwood if, let's say, Lee Greenwood became a father at, 12. That's a role model. Start him young. And, but luckily, he stuck through his marriage. In fact, he stuck through all 5 of his marriages because the dude has been divorced 4 times. Right, just like the president, right? Another great role model. A strong Mike Mayonnaise Johnson, Republican family values. You get married, divorce, married, divorce, married, divorce, married, divorce, married now to a woman who's 25 years younger than him. Yeah, Lee Greenwood, he didn't like his other wives, so he had to find a younger woman. Mm-hmm. And one of his wives, see, he's been married 5 times, but only to 4 different women. Do the math. Carry the 3 decimal point. Oh yeah, the dude married and divorced one of his wives twice. And I've heard a comedian talk about this. I think it was Richard Jeni, may he rest in peace, who once said, marrying a person twice, that's like going to your refrigerator and getting that milk, Mike Mayonnaise Milk Johnson, and drinking it and say, oh my God, this is sour. This is horrible milk. Let me put it back in the fridge, come back in a few years. It'll probably be good then. Yeah. That's Lee Greenwood. But it doesn't stop there, because see, Lee Greenwood is a huckster, just like President Trump, who's a great role model as well. In 2021, to commemorate the 9/11 attacks, Lee Greenwood started selling the God Bless the USA Bible. Because how else do you commemorate the single worst day in American history but by making some money, right? What's more American than that, right? Is getting paid. Like, if the most un-American thing in America is learning a second language besides American, the most American thing in America is profiting off of tragedy. Yup, Lee Greenwood. And then, see, Lee Greenwood, he knows who butters his bread. Well, not who mayonnaises his bread. In 2024, Trump promoted a new edition of the Lee Greenwood Bible. Made in America. No, it was printed in China, whereas Trump likes to say China, and sold at a 1,600% markup. Yeah. That's a role model right there. It's Lee Greenwood, Donald Trump, Mike Mayonnaise Johnson. But you know what? At least Lee Greenwood is a really good songwriter. Like, let's take a look at these lyrics from God Bless the USA. These are good. It's obvious that Lee Greenwood spent a lot of time on this song. I mean, I'm thinking 3, maybe 4 minutes. And here's the song. I can't play it for you because, you know, the copyright stuff, but it's good. It starts, if tomorrow all the things were gone I worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Wives. You know, he's had 4 of them. I thank my lucky stars to be living here today, because the flag still stands for freedom and they can't take that away. Who the hell would actually believe this nonsense? Like, let's say you wake up tomorrow and like all your shit is gone. It's just gone. Car, gone. House, gone. Possessions, gone. Lee Greenwood musical collection, gone. Donald Trump commemorative Bible, gone. And you're thinking, you know what? Thank God I am in the USA. Thank my lucky stars. All my shit is gone, but I'm here. Guys, if I wake up and all my shit is gone, the first thing I'm thinking is, oh my God, I am fucked. I am massively fucked. I am rat fucked. I am rat fucked. The second thing I'm doing, if I'm thanking the lucky stars for anything, I'm thanking the lucky stars that I have a good insurance policy. I'm not saying, oh God, the USA is going to take care of me. It's not. Your insurance company might take care of you, somewhat, kind of, a little bit. Yeah, but the last thing you're thinking is, oh man, what a great country, I just lost all my shit. And let's go into the chorus, which is uplifting. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. Right, because America's like the only country with freedom. Because that's what Americans believe. We don't actually realize that there are other countries in the world with freedom. Hell, I wonder how many Americans actually even realize that there are other countries, period. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. Right, men who didn't dodge the draft. Right. And I'll gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, unless you have to, go and serve in the military like you were supposed to, except for the fact that you knocked someone up real good when you were 17. Because there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. He loves it so much that he profits off of it. Mm-hmm. And then, from the next verse, from the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea. I mean, it's actually oceans, but that's okay. Hard to make that rhyme. From Detroit to Houston, there's no way Lee Greenwood would ever set foot in Detroit. No. From Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA, where's pride in every American heart. And it's time we stand and say, okay, all right. Listen, I've been to Detroit, and Detroit has its problems. I can't remember like anyone walking around over there with all of the struggles that Detroit has had and saying, you know what? Thank God we live in this failed American city, because the USA has actually abandoned us. And now we got all kinds of problems, but I'm thanking my lucky stars. No, Lee Greenwood is not for Detroit. He's not for New York. He's not for LA. Houston, maybe. Have you ever been to Houston, by the way? Now, all of Texas is ass, but Houston is a special part of ass. It is ass. It is ass squared. It is ass, I don't know, cubed. That's what Houston is. Then it's back to the chorus, and then the chorus again. Like, you remember when I said like it may have taken him 3 or 4 minutes to write the song? I think I overstated it. I think this may have been like 17 seconds, like how he was a father at 17. It might he spent 1 second for every year leading up to becoming a father to write this song. And now Mayonnaise Mike Johnson believes that he's a role model. All right, so that's where we're at right now. Bad Bunny, bad. Lee Greenwood, good. God bless the USA.